South Africa take on India in the T20 World Cup final, and that is the big game that we are going to be witnessing this weekend. There is a lot to get into, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this match and this clash. And we're going to dive right in and talk about all of these things on today's show. The main thing about this game that we're going to probably cover is how South Africa is going to approach this final. This is the first time South Africa is going to be playing in a World Cup final, so there isn't really a lot to go by when it comes to having certain ideas about previous approaches and comparing it to the past, and there is no past to compare it to. So this is a brand new chapter. It's a brand new challenge that the South African team is going to have to face. And I'm really excited about this as a South African cricket fan. I'm already very proud of this team for doing the impossible and reaching the final. For some people, might have said that this is the impossible, but I believed in this team from the start that we would make it into the knockout phases and that we have enough talent and we have enough quality to be able to make a final. But you always know that semi-finals are nervy. And given South Africa's past, and previous baggage, you can say, it was always going to be a nervy affair. But the way the Proteas approached that semi final with so much confidence, so much aggression, so much ruthlessness, you have to say that their minds are in the right place and their mentality is definitely in the right place. So, we're going to be discussing the South Africa versus India final. What are the things that you need to know going into this final? But before we get going, before we get started, you guys have been really awesome with the support that you've shown on our previous shows. We've been hitting very good numbers on the previews and the review shows. So thank you for all the support. But there's still about 60% of you that are watching these videos without being subscribed. So please, if you are new, please subscribe, click that notification bell for all future videos. Please, you will get notified for every video that we upload, every live stream. When we go live, you will get a notification about that right away. Also, you've been really great with the likes and the comments, so please smash that like button. Also, comment, share, and subscribe. Do all of those things for me, please, as you come in. It will really be an amazing, amazing help to the channel, and it will really help our videos spread into the YouTube algorithms, onto your recommended feeds, and to make sure that you will see every single video that we post. Please smash that like button, comment, and share as well. And if you are new as well to this channel, you won't know that we have something that is basically the backbone of this particular work that we do, and that's the digital magazine. We publish every single month, and you'll get every issue straight to your inbox every month. The link is on the screen and in the description. It's 100% free. We produce a high quality digital magazine that is adaptable to your mobile, your tablet, your computer screens, and it's 100% free. You don't pay a cent. So please, guys, go ahead and subscribe to Cricket Fanatics magazine monthly. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's preview. I'm looking forward to discussing this game with A very good evening and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. Now, this is your preview show. I'm your host, Khalid, and this is the show where we talk about everything that has to do with South Africa versus India in the T20 World Cup Final 2024. So, where do we stand with this particular final? I'm going to give you a little bit of a scene setter. There's two unbeaten teams in this final, with both teams have amazing history and a rich history in cricket, and they are obviously scheduled to clash on Saturday, 29 June, which is tomorrow, at 4:30 South African Standard Time. That will be 10:30 local time in Barbados. India is in their seventh World Cup final, and South Africa will be playing their first ever World Cup final. Whoever wins the final will be the first team to win a men's T20 World Cup final and to win a T20 World Cup unbeaten. Previous teams that have won the World Cup have lost games before. So will be the first time ever that a team will win and remain unbeaten and be invincible. The pressure will be on India, I think. We have a bunch of players in this team or the squad who are experienced in tournament knockout cricket that have played in semi-finals and finals before. The Proteas have a mix of experienced players and young players, but we don't have many cricketers who have really played a lot of knockout cricket. We know that some of these guys like Miller and KG and the likes of maybe Andrich now with the guys having played the 2023 World Cup, majority of them will have experience, but not as much experience as India. Whereas some of the other guys, like for example Quinton de Kock, David Miller, KG Rabada to an extent, they have played in multiple World Cups and played some knockout cricket in the past. David Miller in particular, I've felt very sorry for him over the years because he's been a part of massive heartbreaks for the Proteas in the past in knockout tournaments. But he's probably the most experienced guy out of the lot when it comes to knockout cricket. But the rest are quite new to even you could say even new to international cricket with regards to Reza Hendricks. He doesn't really have a lot of World Cup experience. This is now the second World Cup that is going to be or the first proper World Cup that he's been a part of. So there is some guys that haven't really seen much. Otniel Bartman, you can say the likes of Marco Janssen as well, and Tristan Stubbs. They're quite new. So we have a nice mix of experience and youth when it comes to that. However, in this tournament, both teams have been at a very similar tournament. Their bowling attacks have dominated, while there have been questions regarding some of the key batters' forms. You can say the likes of Virat Kohli, you can say the likes of Aiden Markham, Reza Hendricks. There's been question marks over these guys in this particular tournament when you take a look at their performances as a whole. But when you look at the last semi-final, Rohit Sharma got a 57, Sky Yadav got 47. Both hit form with a bat in the semi-final, while the bowlers Kuldeep Yadav, Akshar Patel, Jasprit Bumrah were all crucial with the ball against England to bowl them out for 103. Yadav got 3 for 19, Akshar Patel got 3 for 23, and I think Jasprit Bumrah got about 212, 2 for 12, 212, 2 for 12. So, and Akshar Patel 3 for 23. So, really good performances against England in a semi-final, a massive semi-final for them. From a South Africa standpoint, out of form batters, Reza Hendricks got 29 and Aiden Markham got 23. So they found some rhythm by completing a low chase in the semi-final against Afghanistan. But it was obviously the bowlers who have impressed this entire tournament. You got the likes of Marco Janssen in this particular semi-final, got 3 for 16. Debray Shams, he got 3 for 6, and Kagiso Rabada 2 for 14, and Anik Nokia 2 for 7. And they were obviously responsible for skittling Afghanistan for 56. But that is all in the past now, I feel, and we have plenty of stars on display what is expected to be a mouth-watering clash at the Kensington Oval Bridgetown in Barbados, the home of Rihanna, Barbados. So we're looking at these type of things, and we're trying to make sense of all of this. It is a brand new slate here now for these players to try and put on a massive performance in a massive game without that pressure on them, because that choker tag only really, I would say, is related to the players in the past that have made semifinals and choked in semifinals. We've never made a final, so we've never choked in a final before, so we can't really hold that choker's tag against them. This is a free hit, I feel, for this Proteas team. No one expected. Okay, I wouldn't say no one, because a lot of you guys on here have been in massive support of the Proteas on this particular show, on this particular channel. But I've seen on social media the negativity. I mean, just today I've seen negative comments about the Proteas running around here. Instead of being proud of our nation, instead of being proud of the Proteas team and supporting them 100% in a venture that we've never been in before as a fan base, we've seen negative comments, which I don't understand the mentality. I would rather prefer it if they can 100% be behind this team and support them and give them all the positivity, send it their way, because the more positivity they get, the more support they get, I feel the better they will do. They will play with a lot more freedom and a lot less headache of worrying about disappointing any fans. And that should be the mentality, I feel. But let's continue to the preview of this particular game. And there is a little cloud that is hovering, a dark cloud hovering over this final, and that is the weather. Unfortunately, rain may play a massive sport in this final. There's a tropical storm that has been expected today, tomorrow, and including Sunday. And according to the weather reports, there's a high chance of the rainfall throughout the day on June 29 in Barbados. However, the weather is expected to clear closer to the toss on the 29th, which is tomorrow, and start up again later in the match again. So there might be interruptions. The rain is also expected to be disruptive on Sunday as well on the reserve day. So there is a little bit of a problem with regards to that. But what does that mean? So if rain does interrupt the match or there's a delay on Saturday, there is going to be an additional 190 minutes allocated to complete the match, right? Then the rule for the T20 cricket in knockout stages is that the minimum of 10 overs per side is required for a valid result. But if that doesn't happen and the match isn't completed on Saturday, it will be moved to the reserve day on Sunday from where it left off. So whatever they got on the previous day, it will continue over on the reserve day. There then will be intent to finish off the match and the reserve day, even with a reduced overs if necessary. So if the match ends in a tie and there are super overs, that will decide the winner then. If the super overs can't take place on the reserve day, the match will then be ruled as a no result. If the reserve day is rained out and it's a no result, the trophy will then be shared, which is something that I don't really want. I want this team to have no blemish or question marks over this. So I hope that that is what's going to happen with regards to this team, that we can actually go out there and 100% win it, because then there won't be any blemish on this particular result. Let's talk about the venue. There have been 9 matches that have played at Kensington Oval, Bridgetown, Barbados, in this tournament. The first game went to a super over. There haven't been any close matches at the venue thereafter, though. The teams batting first have won 3 of the next 4 matches that were completed at the venue. And Scotland scored 90 for 0 in 10 overs against England before that game was called off. The last 2 matches in Bridgetown was West Indies and England, who bowled the USA out cheaply and completed comfortable chases. South Africa hasn't played at the venue in this tournament, but India has, completing a 47-run win over Afghanistan. So India has had experience at this particular venue for the final. I wish they would have gone with a neutral ground when it comes to this final that no team has played on, but I mean, that's very difficult to do, I guess. But ultimately, that's what we're going to get with regards to that. Now, most teams have picked 2 or 3 spinners on this particular strip. So the question is about, for South Africa, I think, would be whether we're going to go in with Maharaj and the Braze, or we're going to go with Otniel Bartman. I'm going to make a prediction over here that Robbie's going to go with the same 11 that has won the semi-final. There is a slight concern for me in regards to that, because I know that India are good against spin. So I do think that we're going to have to utilize our spinners very smartly in with regards to matchups. Who we going to bowl Shamsi to specifically, because he can be very, very expensive if he is put up against the wrong matchup within the game. They can easily punish him and put him on the back foot immediately. If we win the toss, I would bat first, put as much on the board as possible, seeing that 3 games out of 4 on this ground have been won batting for the team that has batted first. So I would go with that stat and I will bat first. So that would be my way of going. I think South Africa are a lot more comfortable then, and our bowling attack is, I feel that they can defend nearly any total and go with your strengths. Put your bowlers in their strongest position possible, and I feel that is with the team chasing. If a team's chasing, I think we will be able to put a damper on it. But the key factor over here is going to be, again, like against Afghanistan, I feel, is that power play. We're going to need to decide what we're going to do in that power play. Perhaps bowl Aiden Markram with Marco Janssen in the power play, or even Keshav Maharaj in the power play. That should be maybe a decision that's going to be made with regards to this. Now, I feel probably Keshav Maharaj more likely because of the batters that are on display. I think that perhaps South Africa will most likely want to put the most difficult matchups, try to try to put pressure on India's matchups that they provide and the team that they have at the wicket. Try to make it as difficult as possible for them when it comes to trying to uh, play against this team in our bowling attack. We need to try and make it as difficult as possible. Of course, you don't want to make it easy for India to score in the power play because they've got destructive batters as an opening pair. Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. Now they both are right-handers, so perhaps the matchup with Maharaj in the power play is maybe a smarter move, and then you bowl someone like Markram to a left-hander in the team. Uh, so that should be maybe the way we look at things when it comes to that, because I don't think that when it comes to this team and what they have available, it's such a destructive team. It's such a destructive batting lineup. So when Rishabh Pant comes out, you can perhaps play the likes of Aiden Markram. If you can get an early wicket with Maharaj, it would be maybe a good matchup to maybe play someone like Aiden Markram against Rishabh Pant. So those are the type of things that we need to think of. We need to think about those matchups and we need to look at the stats. Um, but I do think that these guys they are so comfortable in this T20 format. India, I am worried about majority of their players. Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. Yeah, I know he hasn't been great in this tournament, but this is the perfect time for him to step up, and he loves the big occasion. Rishabh Pant is destructive. Sky Yadav, we know what he can do. Hardik Pandya is a player that always performs in big games, I feel. And Dubé is a type of guy that he can be very destructive against the guy like Tabrei Shamsi. So even Akshar Patel can bat a little bit. So we've got guys that team is so in depth, but our batting is the biggest worry for South Africa, of course. And this bowling attack with the swing that Arship Singh gets, Jasprit Bumrah's accuracy and pace and variations, Akshar Patel's ability with the ball, Kuldeep Yadav's ability against South Africa, he has such a good record. Jadeja has a good record against South Africa. Hardik Pandya's medium to fast paced bowling, very accurate. So we're going to have to be on we have to be at our best against this India side if we want to win and we want to bring the trophy home. That's going to be the key factor. Is we need to do the basics right. Like I always say, do the basics right. We don't have to overcomplicate things, and I think we need to make sure that we just play as a team and as a unit, and that will be the key factor. The spirit within the team, the way this team comes together. If they can be up for it in the field, let that energy seep through everybody's um, confidence. That's the key factor over here for me. So I'm very confident though going into this final. I do feel that we are in a perfect place when it comes to uh, facing India. I think we're in a brilliant space. We've had very tough games. We've overcome a lot of close matches. So I think mentally we in a great space. The right players got some form leading into this final now. So I feel everybody's now contributed in this particular World Cup so far. Found form at the right time. Our form fighters have found form at the right time now, I feel. I think Riza will be a lot more confident and comfortable. He's been very good in India against India in the past. I feel that Maiden Markram would have gotten some confidence from that batting performance as well. I think that Quinton de Kock is in good form in this tournament in general. You got the likes of Hendrik Klaasen, who can be extremely destructive against the spinners. I will give Tristan Stubbs the freedom to just play his natural game. I think he'll be okay. And then we've got David Miller. David Miller can win you a game single-handedly. So I'm very confident with the bowling attack. The bowlers were looking really good. I like the way Marco Jansen handled the pressure. There's no pressure on this young lad, and if he's watching, just play your natural game. Don't try to do too much. Don't try to overthink things. Just put that ball in the good spots on the pitch, good areas on the pitch, and be consistent. And we can really um, put up a proper fight against this India team. So that is my view on this particular match and what I feel is going to happen. Who are the key players? I gave you an indication of what the weather will be like, all of those type of things. So I hope that I've filled you guys in with everything that you need to know with regards to that. I will post the pre-match press conference a little bit later on the channel as well. But before I read out the comments, I just want to make a quick, quick announcement that I would like to make. Well, we have recently launched something very exciting on Cricket Fanatics magazine, and today we just sent out an email to our email subscribers about it. It is for people that are interested in business, so please just bear with me if you are. We have just recently launched we are starting the pilot program and are looking for specific participants to create successful case studies. To qualify, you must be able to offer any of the following products or services: either physical products, digital products, personal services performed locally or virtually, mastermind groups, coaching, consulting, live or virtual events, summits or seminars, online training programs, or membership communities, subscription services, or SaaS. Additionally, you must be friendly and collaborative as well if you want to work with us. But if you meet these requirements, we have a very special offer for you. If you don't meet these requirements, you don't have to worry about this, and you can just close your ears for the time being. But the offer is, we are going to sell your products or services online, and you will only get paid if you have successful sales. So we set up this particular landing page, and we want to try and help you sell your products and services online. And like I said, you will only pay us once you make sales. So please go to the link in the description. It is available for the invitation. Read our landing page, check it out, contact us today, and get in discussions with us as we try and help you make a successful business within cricket in South Africa. So please go ahead and support us with regards to that. It will really help out the channel if you do so. So please do so and get involved. So now it's the fun part of this particular video, and that is the live chat. Let me get straight into the live chat and see what you guys have had to say. Robin Morrison says, SA go to win the cricket on TV house. I don't know what that means, but thank you. I see all the trophies, etc. Burger says, come on, South Africa, you can do it. The 2019 Rugby World Cup final, the commentators went like Cheslin Colby, South Africa, the World Cup is theirs. Hopefully something similar can be done by KG tomorrow. Ikram says, is SABC going to show the final tomorrow? Not that I've heard of. I put a little post to try and motivate them a little bit on Facebook to get a lot of fans to like if they wanted to see SABC host show the final, and it's had a good response. But I don't think enough for SABC to actually take note of it, which was my intention. But maybe it was a little bit too optimistic, or I was maybe being a little bit too far ahead of myself with regards to that. Chatil said, is AB going to support India or South Africa tomorrow, or both? That's a very good question, Chatil. Clock says India are a juggernaut that don't have too many weaknesses in the team. I was hoping England would win, to be honest. This Indian team is still hurting from last year's final. They will be up for it. And that's why we need to be 100% up for it. Priyanshu says, bro, do you think we are favorites in the final? I don't think so. I think India are favorites for the final. Shafar says, SA versus India will be final of teams who have something to prove. This is the final. I will be sad even if one loses. I won't be sad if India loses. TT Khalid, how are you? When I started watching the channel and I saw the ups and downs you've highlighted with the team, I never would have thought we would see the day we have preview for a final. TT says, great moment, and I hope this is the first of many. Me too. I hope that this is the first, where the revolution starts, where word the upward hike starts on this massive mountain that we are trying to build with cricket in South Africa. Clocks is hoping we bat first regardless of the conditions. Score pressure is vital in these games. 130, 40 can feel a long way sometimes. More confident in our bowlers than our batters, to be honest. And that's exactly the same mentality that I have at the moment. Safa says SA has more to gain than India from winning the World Cup. I think there's a lot of pressure on India from the fan base and from many people and pundits as well, because they haven't managed to win a final in a very long time. So it is a massive thing for them, I feel. DT, we honestly have nothing to lose or anything to prove, really, because if we are honest, outside of the channel, I don't think anyone ever gave us a chance, and more so in the semis where people love to. Soul says, I've just remembered Yanaman Malan and Deva Brevas. What happened to them? Well, they need to perform domestically if they want to find themselves back into the national setup. Both haven't impressed enough, I feel, domestically to really put up their hand for South African colours at the moment. So this new season is going to be fantastic because, I mean, even if we don't win it, but if we do, I think this domestic season was going to be so important for the new talent to come through. The amount of talent is going to come through the season. I predict that we're going to have a massive influx of talent in South African cricket that are going to push for South African spots in all formats. Clark says getting rid of Rohit Sharma in the power play without too much damage is key. He unfortunately is in good touch. And that guy is destructive in the power play. So that will be the key factor. That top four, if we can dismiss that top four cheaply, then we are really, really in this game. So we're going to have to find a way to do so. And I think that the coaching staff, the players over here, they have the experience and the skills to be able to really trouble India. In the end of the day, I feel the only way we lose this match is if we lose the match. If we don't hit our straps, we don't do the basics correctly. I think South Africa's squad, if they can all be on their A game, I think we'll be sitting here tomorrow and having celebrated a win. I really do believe in this team and their ability. DT, throw around the choker tag. We need to give it a real go because the pressure is on India. There's no choker tag for this final, in my opinion. The choker tag was for the semi-finalists, and they have gotten through the semi-final. So we've never faced a final. How can we say that we are chokers anymore? Because we've gotten through to a final now. So if we choke in the final, of course, then maybe that choker tag will come back. But I don't think we should think about that. This team doesn't have any baggage, so they shouldn't have to worry. Avin says, Khalid, bro, who has better team on paper, India or SA? I think India have the better team on paper. But I do feel that South Africa, if they all are up for this game, amped up and focused, they won't make it easy for India at all. There's nothing really to lose for us, I feel. Clark says he'll bring back Bartman. Safra says, you're right, Khalid. SA are in uncharted territory. History beckons for SA and the generation of SA cricket, a team that produced legends of the game. This is a crescendo moment. Sol says, no matter what happens, these guys have been fantastic. And 100% agree with you there, bro. Lawrence says, I personally feel there was more pressure on getting past the semi-final than leading up into the final. Spot on. Now that we passed the semi-final, I feel the players and the fan base are more relaxed. That could be an advantage, and I hope that it is an advantage. Chatil says, I think India are 60% favorites like they were last year, so SA can play freely. And that's the thing. I think all the pressure's off now. They can play with confidence and freedom. DT says, I'm conflicted on whether we bat first or bowl first. Should the weather play a role? My thoughts is that putting pitches conditions aside, I'd say we need to bat first because going to be the one. That's even more reason why we need to bat first because of the weather interruptions. The teams that bat first in when the weather comes in and spoils the party are always the one that it favors. It even favored who did we play when it was raining as well, when the rain affected the game? Can't remember now. I'm blanking on the game now. Can't remember. I wish they went with a ground that isn't the middle of monsoon season. 100%. Berger says, Khalid, what do you think SA should do if they win the toss? I've already answered that. I think we should bat first, especially with the weather around, etc. Akshin says it would be stupid to play Shamsi tomorrow. Lawrence says, whenever Shamsi has played against India, the last few times he did so when he was low on confidence and not bowling well. This team, it's different. He's bowling well and his confidence is up. He's completely different beast at the moment, Tabrei Shamsi. Uh, I don't. Drew Laim says, "Inshallah, it's a win." Chatil says, "SA need to be in the face of India tomorrow to gain an edge. We need to be, yeah, aggressive, confident. I feel we need to be accurate and consistent." Matt 92 says, "India are good against spin. They will smash Shamo if he plays." Ikram says, "Khalid, do you know if there is a public screening for the final tomorrow in Cape Town?" I don't think there is. Guys, remember, I also want to make a quick announcement to our Johannesburg residents and fans. I said residents and use that word. But our Johannesburg fans out there, Wanderers is going to be open and they're going to screen the game. It's going to be a little fan park there and it's free entry. So please go ahead and support the boys there and go mix with your fellow cricket fanatics. Um, let's see. Clark says, hopefully they don't play Kuldeep Yadav. He can be devastating against us. We know about him, and when he took so many wickets against us in that ODI series in South Africa. Burger says, I hope KG and Andy are aggressive tomorrow and don't care about IPL contracts. As Dale Steyn said, when KG gives a F, South Africa invariably wins. Safar says President Ramaphosa has declared there will be a parade and celebration in SA. Wow. Chatil says, yep, I hope SA players don't hold back, not talking skill wise, but in attitude. Lawrence says, I feel as a team and as a fan base, now that we got past the semi final, we're in much better mental space. DT says, Khalid, may we look at the psychological side of things because in any final and any sport, this is what wins finals. How do you think that's going to affect the game on both sides? I feel that South Africa's mental state and mental state currently is in a much better place than it was before. Because of these pressure situations we were under, getting those close wins in almost every game we played, getting over the line, I think that would have done wonders to our mental state, our mental strength, and our mental confidence and our confidence as a unit and as a team. I feel that this team believes, and the one that believes that they can do it are always going to have an extra bit of something to give them, a bit of energy and all of that. Gaurav said should drop Shamji. He does poor against India always, but he's in amazing form at the moment. So I would really maybe think about that, doing that. That's why it's important that we also bowl Markram because I think it will take pressure off Shamsi, of bowling Shamsi as well, utilizing him smartly. Why would AB support India over the Proteas? Chatil answers you. He says IBD has been pandering to India for the longest time, especially after retirement. Amit says if there is rain and outfield gets wet, spinners can be tackled. Ruben says SA batters are better overall compared to the Indian batters. Thus, SA should be feeling confident that they can put up a big total or chase down the target. Dick says, I'm nervous about chasing if India bats first and we chase anything over 130. Yeah, I think a lot of us are nervous about that. But I just feel that this team will probably, if I was the coach and I was Rob Walter, the message that I would give to these players is I would try to settle their nerves as much as possible. Tell them that there is no pressure on them, that they need to go out there, trust their gut, play their natural game, and not to try and overthink things too much. Sam says Batman should be back in place of Shamsi, but I think SA will back Shamsi. I think that same thing will happen, bro. And I also think perhaps on this wicket, I think because you see, you can't go against what has previously happened there and what previous teams have done. And most teams have gone with 2 or 3 spinners on this particular wicket. So it's tough. I haven't really heard much about the pitch in today, so I don't know what pitch it's going to, or what type of pitch it's going to be. So we're going to have to wait and see. Jabu says, do you think SA should give Rickleton a chance in the finals? No, I don't think so. Not at this stage. Riza got himself back into form again in the previous game. I feel he was hitting the ball really nicely and he was looking confident, and he's really good against India. I would never put that amount of pressure on Rickleton in a final. That would be crazy. DT Harley, that comment about throwing the choker tag was connected with my previous comment. It got cut off. My bad. No problem, bro. Macmillan says, will Faf du Plessis come wearing SA under rods like Faf de Klerk did for the to the box? Also, will we have a public holiday if we win like when the box did, called Chokers Freedom Day? That's brilliant. Clark says Reza striking at least 100 is a concern. Less than 100 is a concern. I'd rather have him go out being positive, and I think that should be his mentality tomorrow. Chatil says, do you think all the World Cup winning players should be knighted if they win the World Cup like they do in England? That would be incredible. All of them wearing tribal gear and a crown. We need to get at least 3 wickets in the power play. Khalid, did SA practice today? From what I heard, I don't think so. There was some flight delays, etc., and I heard a story about how they were on the airport and the wives and stuff may like set up a picnic for the players, etc. So there was a little bit of delay with regards to that and some flight problems. So I don't think they would have trained today, from what I know. Um, yeah, DT saying after the stunt they pulled with our public holiday last year for the box, we're probably going to get the holiday on Women's Day. No more extra holidays. Yeah. So this team, guys, I'm feeling very confident for this game. I actually don't have much nerves about it because I'm already so proud of this team and what they've achieved by making the final in difficult conditions, conditions that many people would have thought that we wouldn't be able to get a victory, victories, and so many victories, and still yet go unbeaten. So I'm very proud of what they've achieved already, and I feel that they need to just go out there and play with freedom. But if they go out there and they do some crazy, stupid things in the middle, then obviously I'm going to be very critical and very upset. I want them to go out there and give it their best shot. I don't want them to have any complacency. They need to go in there with confidence, but they need to play a smart brand of cricket where they read the conditions correctly and they play accordingly. Chatir says India will travel from South America to Barbados, which is miles away within a span of less than 48 hours. So fatigue will set in with them more than SA. Yeah, I've heard that there's some stuff happening with India as well. I hope it doesn't affect them too much. But there's going to be rain involved with the start of play, I feel, based on the weather reports. We might not even get a game tomorrow and it will have a full reserve day. I don't know what's going to happen, but the weather, we never know with the weather. Lawrence says people should not underestimate the confidence Riza and Markram got from their innings versus Afghanistan. 100% would have done their confidence the world of good. I feel Shamsi also deserves the confidence of Rob. Um, Sri Ram says Rabada against Rohit will be key matchup. Yeah, so that's going to be another one that we need to think of. Uh, we're really going to need to think of how we're going to bowl our bowlers and what are the matchups going to be. I think that's where the key factors will be with regards to this team is where will the matchups be? Who will they play against who? Those type of things are going to be important, I think. But guys, I'm excited for this one. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this preview, and I hope I did a good job in explaining everything that's what will be happening and setting it up. I really enjoyed your comments in the live chat today. It was really, really important and really great. Let's continue this conversation after we've gone live. After we end the live stream, go into the comment section and leave your comments, and let's start having a conversation and buzz around this game. I would like to see what you guys have to say, your starting 11s, who you think, which matchups you think will be important. Like I think, for example, KG versus Rohit, like you just mentioned, Keshav versus the two openers, Kohli and Rohit. I think Anik Nokia against the likes of Pant and also I think the likes of Marco Jansen perhaps against Sky. Maybe he can give him some problems there if he gets a chance to even bowl at him. I think there's going to be great matchups in this game. Shamsi, the matchups with him against Sky and the rest of the guys, maybe he can catch them out, bamboozle them a little bit, and maybe they Sky one a ball or two. Lame. Um, Macmillan says Markram's captaincy has blossomed massively. Markram's going to be key as a captain tomorrow. Let's hope he can continue this. Let's hope he can continue his World Cup winning form as a captain. Let's hope that he can bring that trophy home. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click that notification bell for all future videos and getting live updates. Please smash the like button. Please comment in the comment sections after the end of the stream. And let's have a conversation in the live chat at the bottom of the comment section. Sorry. Thanks a lot for watching. Good luck to the Proteas. I hope you guys can make us proud and bring that trophy home. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the final tomorrow. And I'll see you straight after the final with our review show. Thanks a lot for watching. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace out, everyone.